My lighting sucks. I'm gonna level up my YouTube channel, level up my videos by just improving my crappy, terrible lighting that makes me look like a frickin' ghoul. Ah! Oh, oh God, it's bright! Ah! The lighting in this room sucks. So I have no outside facing windows, and I have a light that I can use like this, which makes a marginal sort of improvement, but I ideally want the classic 3 lights setup instead of just the one, and look at all the shadows this is making. My company deals with a lot of trade shows. Because of that, since they're on the road a lot and they do a lot of presentations, they recently upgraded their lighting kit, which means I got their old lighting kit. So these are 2 stick lights. They're meant to sort of go over a poster like so, and they can angle around a little bit. But what I want is essentially to replicate a ring light by having a key light and a fill light. I think those are the right terms. Essentially here and here on either side of the camera. So I'm gonna 3D print something. We'll design and then 3D print something to hold these in the right spot. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna copy the geometry for the plate here that detaches and clips onto your camera. I'm gonna copy the bottom sort of dovetail geometry here. And it would be nice to have something that I could clip on and off, so I could potentially move this to a different tripod if I need to. If I ever need to use this tripod again for a different camera, I can take the lights off and I can reuse this plate.
So this was my initial design process for the light holder. I began by measuring the part that will clip into the tripod and replicating that design. Then I designed the 2 rectangles the lights will attach to, and then the supporting geometry to hold these rectangles in the right spot. In my initial design, I made the rectangles too large, and I did damage the plastic of the lights slightly when trying to force them to work. Now on to the modeling itself. First I made the dovetail piece, copying from the measurements I took. At first the dovetail was too small because I mistakenly made the corner-to-corner measurement of the tapered part, which should have been the width. This is because I'm making the tapered bit out of a cylinder cut down to 4 sides. A quick bit of geometry and multiplying the top and bottom diameters by the square root of 2 fixed this. Next, I opted to edit the design that will hold the lights to canter them out at an angle. The cool thing, if you have a design where both sides are equals, you only have to design half of it, and then you can just mirror the rest over the middle axis. Design done? Let's print.
There we go. Nice. So that fits. Let's see if this can hold a light. I doubt it. I think this is too flimsy. And also there's not enough space at the bottom. So this is why we test, you know. I tried an idea, it didn't quite work out. That's okay, I'll try again. This was the first attempt. As you could see, with 3D modeling and 3D design, it's very easy to make assumptions in your model because, you know, it's the computer world. It's a sort of imagined perfect reality. And then when you get to your print and you print something out, you run into the limitations of reality and material design. This was the first design that I made. What I wanted to do was have each of these lights kind of cock in at a 45-degree angle in order to kind of level out the lights to about here and here on either side of the camera. However, as you can see, this is way too flimsy, and I also didn't add enough support under here, so the print warped and didn't print properly on these sides, and the bits that clamp onto the aluminum tubing for these 2 lights couldn't grab onto these. These were way too flimsy, and also because of this design here, I didn't notice that there was a rather large bottom piece from the lights which interfered with these support structures here, and this is just way too flimsy to hold these lights. These lights are probably 5 pounds each. This is not enough material to hold it in place. Okay, so that part was way too flimsy. Let's add a lot more meat to the supporting arms and increase the angle the lights are tilted at from 30 to 45 degrees to add more clearance for the base of the lights. So I figured, okay, let's try it again.
Let's see if more material will hold the lights in place. But as you can see, we ran into the same issue prior. The light would try to fit into here, but it would meet too much resistance from this reinforcing arm here. And once it's sturdier, but it just couldn't get enough of the light on. It's clear this extended arm design is not going to work based on the weird shape and weight of these lights. And I took that personally.
This whole process is a fucking nightmare.
So after hitting rock bottom, I scrapped the part and decided to give it one more go. Then I moved on to just opting, instead of having the lights cocked out at 45 degrees, just having them straight flat 90, kind of just left, right light hitting me. And if I get it to just my face sort of height, I think it would be fine. So I tried again, and once again we ran into an issue with flimsiness. And though this design was a failure, it showed promise. I couldn't sleep that night as I envisioned more ways to improve the design. I think if I just added enough supporting structure, this would finally get me over the finish line. I took some notes on how to improve it and tossed and turned, waiting for daybreak to give it what would hopefully be my final attempt. And then we got to this.
Alright, this is design iteration, at least 4 or 5 at this point. I've been having a lot of issues with failure of the plastic to adhere to the build plate, and as I've demonstrated earlier with my previous prints, all of them were way too flimsy. I vastly underestimated how heavy these lights were. So hopefully with this bracket to act as a sort of angle bracket, this should give me enough stability in order to hold up the lights without the plastic cracking and, you know, deforming from the weight. Okay. And I've also printed it horizontally like this, so the layer lines would face this direction. And I did that because that will also help reduce the shear. Oh, this is way more, look at this. This is what happened when I didn't have any supports. Look at how freaking flimsy that is. It snapped so easily straight along the layer lines. These are printed like this. And with horizontal layer lines, it's very prone to shearing. Essentially, when you melt down the plastic and you print it, it's printing as a long chain of plastic that you're stacking on top of itself. And along the chain, it's incredibly strong. So the layer lines are running vertically now on this piece, which means they're resisting the sort of shear motion. And now I can take these lights. Hopefully I got the tolerance right this time, and I can just slip it on. There we go. That did it. Beauty. Oh, she's a beauty. Look at that. One side of the light is done, and I will attach the other one. And now I have my 2-point lights. It's mostly well balanced. It's a little front heavy. If I did another design iteration of this, I would probably shoe this back even further so that it's balanced. But I should be able to just clip that in. Oh my god. Oh, that's dope. That's fucking cool. I don't even think I need the... Oh, there's so much meat in here now that it's not going to go anywhere. What I can do is I can take these bits and I can slam this on in order to make sure that it stays in place. Oh, baby. Woo! Fuck yeah. And now let's see if I broke this shit and see if the lights actually still work. I do like how much light, like how much travel on the electricity I get. Oh! Oh baby! Look at that! And these are both adjustable in terms of I can swivel these around, point them out however I want, and also I get a lot of height adjustment out of this. Now, let's see how this looks on video. well, using the light. And look at that. This is incredible. I have one light here, one light on the other side. This looks pretty freaking legit. It just took probably $10 worth of 3D printing plastic and a little know-how and a lot of iterations, and this has been like an entire day and a half sort of thing. But look at this. Look at the this is kind of exactly what I wanted. I would like to be able to dim these things a little bit, but I don't think that's gonna be an option. I'm just gonna have to put up a couple layers of diffusing paper in front, like a little bit of wax paper, because this is really fucking bright. This is dope. I really like this. I think this was absolutely worth my time to commit to doing this. This was worth essentially spending a day and a half tweaking the 3D models, the designs, the orientation so that the layer lines were correct, making sure it was nice and solid. This is, fuck yeah, I'm really happy with this. This is dope. See you in the next one. With better lighting.